Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness' latest trailer, dump, confirmed massive names from Marvel lore in this film. The Illuminati actually called that name, which we were not sure they were gonna do since apparently it sets off YouTube's conspiracy alarm. Also, what looks like the faces of the Living Tribunal. So I'm gonna break down all the new details and how they really reframe what we thought this movie was gonna be. Let's go!
Strange, it's time. In 10 days, nothing can prepare you for the truth. Everything you've ever known led you to this moment.
Stephen Strange. The Illuminati will see you now.
So we open on the close-up of Strange's broken watch that we have seen before, the watch that Christine Palmer gave him in the 2016 film, and will play an important role in this story as a key that unlocks the portal hatch in that one shot leading to the Book of Vishanti. Also, new promotional stills were released showing Strange repairing that broken watch and wearing it at Christine's wedding. Also in that shot, the program that Strange holds reveals that her husband-to-be is named Charles, and you can actually see Charles following Christine outside in a past trailer. Then a quick shot of Strange rushing to tackle America Chavez as she appears to be in the process of being drained of her energy as she floats before a series of star portals. And as Strange does this, embers drift off his cloak of levitation, showing us this was the moment it is scorched, which likely leads to the other shots we've seen in past trailers of the burn scars on that cloak. So I assume it is the Scarlet Witch who is draining America in this moment, maybe stealing America's innate ability to kick star portals through dimensions as the Scarlet Witch continues her warpath through realities in search for her sons. I like how America's life force takes the form of this whitish blue energy, reminding us of the visuals of Agatha Harkness draining the other witches of the Coven in WandaVision episode 8. America does look a bit emaciated as those other witches did when Agatha was done with them, and this could also be how Defender Strange later looks so emaciated and zombified in this film. I also like how the borders of America's star portals are just a little brittle and icy, like this process is draining the heat energy from a system and reducing it to these cold crystalline shards, which might then lead to Strange and America tumbling through the multiverse as it shatters around them. And we see the beginning of this as they fall past the "in 10 days" title, the structures of Kamartaj zipping past them just like they did for Strange when the Ancient One first slung-shot him on his first trip. Then a new overhead shot of Wanda using her chaos magic on this stone platform in the shape of, say it with me kids, hexagon! Just as Wanda's hex did in WandaVision. And surrounding her on this hexagon are 6 circles, each with their own geometric design in the middle, all of this evoking the design on the page of the Darkhold, which also appears on the back wall of the temple. Also notice how around this hexagon, the surfaces appear to freeze over, some of them puffing up dust, like this could be within that frozen mountaintop location, which crumbles as Wanda casts her spell. A close-up zooms into her eyeball, as it did for that other shot in the February trailer, but this time it shows the bony demonic figures that attack Defender Strange in other shots, here lit from beneath with a red glow. Now I'm not sure if Wanda is deploying these upon Strange or just witnessing this happen. Then a new shot of America and Defender Strange sliding down and then leaping from the collapsing structures of this utopian parallel, if that is what this is, toward that Book of Vishanti platform. We can also see light streaming in through a circular stained glass structure, giving this whole setting a heavenly, sacred feel. Then a new shot of Strange, a new patch sewn into his cloak with variant Christine Palmer seen before in the Illuminati lab and at his side as he goes through the hatch. They're both now in this darker, sinister sanctum room, and the space is filled with lit candles. There's also something on the ground before his feet, almost like an open book, maybe the Book of Vishanti? He may be conducting a seance to cast a productive counterspell to Wanda's witchcraft, and at the end of this conjuring, he'll have to slam it all back into the book, as we saw in the February trailer. And then here we go. The Ultron sentries shove Strange into this courtroom where Mordo Supreme says,
Strange, the Illuminati will see you now.
Yes, it is confirmed. This 7-person panel is the MCU's Illuminati, which in Marvel Comics is a summit of superhero leaders, kind of like the UN World Security Council, that in the comics consists of Professor X, Reed Richards, Doctor Strange, Tony Stark, Namor, and Black Bolt. They form themselves to protect Earth from cosmic invaders, but here in the films, they seem to be a multiversal governing body like the Council of Ricks in Rick and Morty. We know that one member of this panel will be Patrick Stewart, Professor X from the X-Men film universe. Actually, a Screen X promo showed even more of the back of his head.
We should tell him the truth.
We will see who else is on this lineup next week, days away. But I have some thoughts about how this multiversal judicial body could fit within the full MCU pantheon of law and order at the end of this video. Now, we do a lot of early morning shoots here at New Rockstars, and I cannot afford to not be at my best just because I had a delicious IPA or 2 or 3 or all of it the night before. Well, Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic is a genetically engineered probiotic you drink before drinking alcohol to avoid that rough next morning and get back to living your life. PhD scientists invented it because they know the real problem is not dehydration, it's a toxic byproduct of alcohol, and Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic is the only product that breaks that down. Just one Z-Biotics before you start drinking is all you need to enjoy your night and still look forward to tomorrow. Drink Z-Biotics before you drink alcohol, and it works throughout the night, breaking down the toxic alcohol byproduct that makes you feel awful the next day. It's real science that works. So whether you want your tomorrow to be a productive one or just another fun one or a relaxing one, don't let a few drinks the night before ruin it. Drink a bottle of Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic before you start drinking. Combine that with your healthy and responsible drinking habits, and when tomorrow rolls around, you'll be ready to make the most of it. So get 15% off your first order of Z-Biotics pre-alcohol probiotic by clicking the link in the description box and use my code NEWROCKSTARS at checkout. Go to zbiotics.com/newrockstars and get 15% off your first order. And in case this wasn't clear, this product and the product it helps you with should only be consumed if you're old enough. Drink responsibly, play by the rules, don't be a jerk, still drink a lot of water, and give this a shot. But then we get this new dizzying shot of Defender Strange's fight with the swarming demons on that mountaintop from the perspective of one of those demons as Strange swats him away. Actually, as he does so, you can see he is wearing his sling ring device on his index and middle finger, and we still haven't seen sparkly sling ring portals opened in any of this footage, so maybe these devices are defunct. The last shot of this promo shows Strange in the Sinister Sanctum locked in a duel as his golden bands get overtaken by purple sorcery. I'm sorry to keep doing this, but purple was the color of the dark magic used by Agatha, notably as she reversed the other witch's blue spells and turned them purple. Is Strange fighting Agatha here? That'd be awesome, but doubtful. I mean, this is probably just the color of Sinister Strange's magic, which might be pulled from the same dark dimensional source that Agatha pulls from. But we gotta talk about the other major cameo in the social media promos. One features the Ancient Ones line from the 2016 film and shows America and Wang atop a mountain as America blasts them into another dimensional space with multiple cloaked heads with glowing eyes. I'm counting 3 sets, but there may be a 4th set of glowing eyes behind them. And then another 10 Days promo shows the same shot from a different angle. Folks, this is almost certainly the Living Tribunal, the ultimate cosmic judicial authority of Marvel lore, a colossal body depicted with a 3-faced cloaked head. The 3 faces representing equity, necessity, and revenge. The Living Tribunal famously acquitted Thanos of his crimes in the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, and we actually saw a statue of the Living Tribunal's head in the void in Loki episode 5. And Michael Waldron, the showrunner of Loki, wrote this Multiverse of Madness script. Now remember, Mordo unveiled the staff of the Living Tribunal in the 2016 film, and the Infinity War screenwriters revealed that they initially drafted Doctor Strange in Thanos' wizard duel to feature a Thanos trial in front of the Living Tribunal. Now it's interesting to note here that the multiple faces are separated from each other as opposed to attached to the same head. One face exposed, the other 2 cloaked. But this might be the form the Living Tribunal takes on a 4th dimensional plane, all 3 faces of equity, necessity, and revenge surrounding its defendants in equal judgment, looking at their souls from multiple angles. Like when the Living Tribunal presents itself in only one universe, we see it in a 3-dimensional axis, but in a multiverse of multiple dimensions stacked on top of each other, this is how it looks. Now with mid-level judicial entities in the MCU like the Illuminati, but also Ammit, Anubis in the Ennead and Moon Knight, as well as Erisham the Judge in Eternals, and then the TVA in Loki, it just makes sense for this film to introduce the Chief Justice, final authority for all these lower courts, the ultimate judge that Strange, Wanda, Loki, or Cersei, everyone could try to appeal to. And maybe the reason we saw the statue's head severed in Loki could have been a clue pointing to the Living Tribunal being another target of Gore, the God Butcher, the villain currently going from cosmic entity to cosmic entity, slaughtering them in Thor: Love and Thunder. I only bring this up because the one other time we've seen a giant severed head in the MCU was Nowhere, and according to Marvel Comics lore, that Celestial was beheaded by the same weapon that Gore now carries. I mean, whatever ends up happening, folks, the Living Tribunal either being killed or indisposed somehow, maybe overruled in some way, could be part of the multiversal crisis that all of these characters now find themselves in. And the reason that Nexus beings like Wanda can wreak their havoc across all these realities. Now, a reminder to check out our Moon Knight inspired Two with Moon Gods shirt over at newrockstarsmerch.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EA Voss. Follow New Rockstars. Subscribe to New Rockstars for more analysis of everything you love. Thanks for watching. Bye.